Hello there, and welcome to Dr. T for today, July the 29th? Yeah, the 29th, don't you know? So, stage 1, pretty crazy, massive shock launcher, only 7k hit points, but still, for level 1, massive. Right there, my suggestion, throw some shocks on it, let your tanks go up and blow it up. Once it's gone, you're set. Stage 2, significantly easier. Go up the right-hand side, shoot at the HQ from where your tanks stop. Like, basically nothing can shoot at your tanks where they are right there, where my tanks are. Moving on to stage 3. 126k on this level, so we're definitely up in the ante a little bit. Now, excuse me, I went stage right-hand side. Yeah, that's totally what I'm talking about. I went left-hand side. I cleared out the flamethrowers and machine guns and got a whole bunch of free GBE, and then threw down a barrage on the minefield, which, because of the level of my barrage, had the added advantage of wiping out the cannon, which is really the one defense that can even do anything to my tanks. If yours doesn't take it out, maybe just toss that extra, artillery or what have you. Finish off that cannon just to make your life a little easier. But if you don't want to do that, you can just throw the shock on the two defenses on the left-hand side there. Once they're down, you can roll up to where my tanks are right there, be completely safe, and take down the level. Moving on to stage 4. 214,000 on the HQ. That boom cannon right next to the HQ has 10k on it. So, bonus, no shock launcher. Unbonus, lots of HP on that bad boy. Now, if you don't have the GBE to take the boom cannon out just outright, like obviously I can, go up the left-hand side like I'm doing right here. Basically, I was just farming the left-hand side. All the machine guns and flamethrowers, as long as you stay out of range of the sniper tower and the cannon, you should have no problems kind of cruising through there, getting a little bit of GB, and then flare all the way over to the right-hand side, because, let's be honest, that's where your approach is going to be. Like, you're going to go up the right-hand side, which also gives you more free GBE, just not as much. So, go up the right-hand side. I would suggest you maybe throw some GBE on the rocket launcher if you have it available. If you don't have it available, then, suck it up. Your tanks will take a few hits from the rocket launcher, but it won't be a big deal. I obviously only really took it out so that I could throw critters at the HQ and kind of speed things up. Because with 214,000 hit points, the biggest struggle on this stage 4 is DPS. Gonna be your ability to take this thing down in time. So let's move on to stage 5. Stage 5 has 331,000 hit points on the HQ, 14,000 on the shock launchers and boom cannons respectively, and there is a shock launcher down by the beach where the landing craft land. Smoke the beach. Obviously smoke the beach, go up the right-hand side, life will be wonderful, and you can throw some GBE at the two boom cannons that are chilling right up next to the HQ, because obviously they need to die. However, all of the stuff down towards the beach on the left-hand side, no one cares. No one cares. It's gonna sit there and get rusty, because you don't have to deal with it. And that's my kind of defense. The kind that I can just drive around and be like, well, there's my win. Hooray. Yay. Now, when you go up the right-hand side, obviously stay back as far as possible, like towards the top barrier, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. Now, I did let a tank kind of roam and go after the rocket launcher and the machine guns and stuff like that. not for any other reason other than the fact that, it makes life a little bit better if there's fewer things attacking, and especially because I was, again, throwing critters to kind of speed things up. It came in handy, but you don't feel like you have to do that. If you keep flaring up to the top, eventually they're going to stick. Hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Now, Stage 6 today, because we're already here, is a heck of a level. I gotta say, it was really enjoyable. It was tough, but not too not like gamer rage tough, but it definitely tested a lot of different things, like the ability to figure out what defenses you have to kill and which you don't, and how to spread your GBE around to maximize it, and just the little things. I don't know, I thought it was Stage 6. When I finished it, I was like, wow, that was a really tough Stage 6, but it was doable. So just be careful when you're attempting your Stage 6. Obviously, the big things are take out the boom cannon that is pretty much in range of the beach, and then the one boom cannon that is closest to the HQ, because it will have range if you try setting up shop. And I know what this means. You're leaving a shock launcher just chilling there. That's okay, because we're going to use shocks on the shock launcher. We're going to shock the shock, and holy shoot, it works. Use your GBE that you've got left to stun the shock launcher, and I guess really the cannon, boom cannon, and rocket launcher as your troops go up into range of those defenses, and then flare everybody into the very back once again once that shock launcher is down, and then you pretty much set up shop and you can cruise in for a nice, easy, well, not easy win, but a nice, safe destruction of the HQ. And it was kind of like the icing on the cake, like there was some tough cake, you had to work through it, but then you get to that sweet strawberry icing. I don't know what kind of icing people like. What kind of icing? I don't know. I think Dr. T strikes me kind of as like a chocolate kind of guy, but Hammerman for sure like strawberry shortcake. Like he just looks like the kind of guy that's like, yeah, into strawberry shortcake. I don't know what that means. Please don't read into that comment. It has nothing to do with anything. Anyways, let's move on to Stage 7 because we've already landed. Basically, I moved everybody over under the smoke, and then I let the tanks start shooting at things, and they started blowing stuff up, and it worked. And I went with it. However, I screwed up with that shock right there. I should have positioned that shock to take out the stupid cannon, because that cannon ends up actually claiming one of my tanks. And it is I think, the only tank I lose, for sure. Now, anyways, once you've got your landing and your tanks are basically working away on the defenses down on the other side of the map, come up here and take out that boom cannon. That boom cannon has 19,000 hit points. All of the boom cannons on this level have 19,000 hit points, as do the shock launchers. And the HQ has 410k. I don't know if I said that. Whatever. Anyways, once you've cleared out that beachhead, it's kind of nice because you've got all of these defenses that you can kind of farm for GBE in the south. You just have to be very careful of the boom cannon that's still lingering there. You can see it like just above my medics on the screen right there. Try to be mindful of that. Definitely farm for GBE, just don't go too far. Now, once you've built up enough GBE, throw down some love at that shock launcher. And by love, I mean missile goodness. And by missile goodness, I mean pew-pews. After you pew-pew the shock launcher, anyways, after you pew-pew the shock launcher, you will be pretty much set. It's just a kind of a coasting through the top hand side, clearing things out. The landing is very hairy, I'm not going to lie, but after you make it past that landing, things kind of fall back into the sane levels, and you don't have to really worry about it. Overall, like, definitely much more friendly than a lot of the Dr. T's we've had lately, but still very challenging. I'm kind of all over with my gunboat abilities, except for possibly the medkits, because really, who uses medkits on tanks? Until I get to here when I'm like, oh man, I wish I could use some medkits and save some medics. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful, and most importantly, have a great day.